So let's talk about bipolar and bipolar 1. Bipolar, they've discovered lately, is a sensitivity to reward or lack of reward. And to break it down, it can affect any of your senses, if not all of your senses. So it could mean that I have a sensitivity to a certain texture of clothing or a certain taste of food, that taste of food bothers me, the texture of food bothers me, and I have such a sensitivity to it that if I put it into my mouth, I'll gag and throw up. I have a sensitivity to reward or lack of reward. So if you and I are playing Monopoly and you win, or you appear to be winning and I'm not going to get the reward of winning, I'm going to knock over the table. I'm going to accuse you of stealing. I'm going to get into a big fight with you. I'm going to storm off. I won't talk to you for hours because I didn't get the reward. If, however, I win the game, my hands are going to tremble. My thoughts are going to start to race. My heart is going to race. And I'm going to become hyperverbal, so hyperverbal that nobody can get a word in, and I even forget to breathe. And I'll be so caught up in that reward that I won't know what my kids are doing. I will lose things right then. I'll forget important appointments. You can say something to me and I won't hear a word you say, even though I nod my head. It's a sensitivity to emotions. My emotions, your emotions. And bipolar 1, 2, they have some thinking distortions, meaning that their thinking sometimes falls into categories like they take things very personal, or they like to think they can read your mind, or they like to think they can predict the future. So you can be in a room with me and you don't come up to me and greet me right away. My thinking might say they don't like you. They're judging you. And I become super sensitive to that, even though nothing has happened. And I shut down, I get sarcastic, storm out of the house. I get really worked up and angry and appear on the outside to everybody else to have this mood swing. And the mood came because of the hypersensitivity to what my thinking distortions said you were doing, even though you weren't. It can be a hypersensitivity to you tell me, I'm going to meet you for lunch. I go to lunch, you don't show up. Then I'm triggered. So I go into this depressive mode. I go home. I don't want to get out of bed. It's middle finger the whole world. I don't even care anymore. My life sucks. And I start to go into this negative spiral because of the hypersensitivity. I don't have the coping skills to navigate my way through those difficult emotions. And I have thinking distortions that support all of the sensitivity in my life. For this reason, any kind of substance becomes something that is a game changer for somebody that has that hypersensitivity. Because if I drink a glass of wine and you drink a glass of wine and I have bipolar, I have hypersensitivity. That high or that buzz from that drink is going to be much different for me than it is for you. And for somebody that struggles with negative thoughts all the time and this hypersensitivity all over the place, the drinking kind of quiets it down a little bit for me and makes me feel a little bit more normal and in control. When you're an adult and you have bipolar and you are triggered by something that's a hypersensitivity, the people around you may react to your triggering, raising their voice, telling you to knock it off, telling you to calm down, telling you to take a chill, telling you all kinds of stuff. And the truth is, you don't have the ability to calm down. And really, what you need is you need somebody providing what it is for you. You might need somebody to come up and just hug you. You might need somebody to come up and say, it sounds like you're mad. It sounds like you're hurt. It sounds like you're worried. And validate those emotions. you might need somebody just to sit there and just nod their head to you. But it's going to be different per person. Some people don't like to be touched. And if you are somebody that loves somebody that's bipolar, you have to figure out and ask them what they need to help them calm themselves down. And sometimes they may not even know. If you have bipolar, that's the question you have to ask yourself. What do I need at this moment? What will help me calm down? And sometimes it's as simple as your sock drawer is out of order. And when you go in there to find your socks, because your socks are not in the right order, that you begin to feel it coming on. So what do you need right now? You just need the socks fix. That's it. Just fix the drawer and you're okay. Sometimes with bipolar, there is this OCD, or there's this sense of things have to be the same way all the time, and they don't like change because of the sensitivity. So sometimes it's just as simple with bipolar of just restoring it back to the way that they want it. So if I want a book sitting on the table, and that's what brings me peace, and that's where I want the book, and I start to lose my mind because the book isn't there, just put the book back. And if you got bipolar, just put the book back. But it's about learning to communicate and identify what's going on with you and knowing that something isn't wrong with you. People use the term moody real loosely, but it's a hypersensitivity. And when you know that, that's kind of half the battle.